let's do this. I don't even see it. I don't see enough lion masks and the guy in the picture. I know, same. October 18th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. Yeah, it's like too short. The guy looked too short in the picture. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Willpowers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please. The prosecution of Willpower shows the court at 2:30 p.m. The October 15th is the defendant. Mr. Willpower's killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in the Studio 1 of Global Studios. It's possible for anyone else to commit this heinous... it is possible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will point to this fact. I see. Very well, I would like to move on to some testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call the first witness. Very well, I call the most familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand. Oh great, Edgeworth is back. Yeah, he's back. Detective, would you briefly describe the case to the court? Yes, sir. I'll explain with the guide map here. You understand this case is important to grasp the layout of the studio, see? This here is the employee area. The actor did a run-through of the action scene during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studio. This is the security lady's work at the studio here at 1 p.m. on that day. Past the security state is the gate, see? Past that is the studio. And here is the Studio 1. This is the scene where the murder of the body was found. And now on that day, on October 15th, there was 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, defendant Willpower, and the young woman, producer assistant. All the producer staff were here in employees area until noon. Then after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. Right after that, 1 p.m., security lady got out the guard station. Now Jack Hammer Jack Hammer headed to later that day, 5 p.m. The production staff came to Studio 1 to perform the rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was canceled. The time of death was 2:30 p.m. The samurai spear was found lodged into the victim's chest. The murder was the murder weapon. That's the case in brief. Anyone like to hear that again? Should I listen the whole thing again? Nah, skip it. I think I probably remember that. So the murder weapon was a spear? How? Medieval. More like Japanese, but okay. Samurai spear added to the court's records. Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question. And that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see? Understood. Let's call the security... man, I always can mess up the voice. Let's call the security officer to the stand. I always try to mess up the voices. I always mess it up by accident. Will the witness declare her name? Ooh. My, aren't you a handsome fellow? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered. Ugh. Your name, please. Oh, dearie. No need to be embarrassed. You could call me Grandma. Your name, please. Seems Edgeworth's a bit of trouble getting his witness to say their name. Wendy Old Bagg, dearie. Is it really her name, Old Bagg? Seriously? Like, I thought this was a joke. So just call me Grandma, and the young ones, Old Bag's not really, but still the children makes fun of me, but believe it. But there was some old boy kept in chest, but you know, Old Bagg, you see. Objection! I object to the witness talkativeness. Objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand. I was just getting to the good part, dearie. Perhaps you could just get to the testimony. Now, the witness is stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct? Yes, say I was. And get to the scene of the murder, someone would have passed by you. You know your stuff, dearie. You may begin your testimony. Lamau, Miss Old Bagg, I know. She sure is one hell of an old bag. I know. Exactly. On that day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer was at the rest had been doing the run-through since this morning. I, well, had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was 1 when I got at the guard station. I was at the time of the main gate until 5. Now that the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Interesting for me too, because I certainly a man walked right by at 2 p.m. It was Power. That's him right there. He was heading towards the studio. Imagine if she said her testimony was fast and she couldn't read it. I would be pissed. Me too. You saw the defendant then? Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. On that day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station 1 p.m. So, up until that time, everyone could go into the studio. Well, it wasn't a security guard at the gate. Well, there wasn't a security guard at the gate, no. But the main gate was locked, dearie. You need an employee card key to get in. Right, a card key that I have. So, what she's saying is, no one wasn't supposed to be there to get in. Was there anyone at the studio that arrived at the guard station? Poor old Hammer. At the rest of the hand doing a run-through since this morning. Well, I had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was 1 p.m. when I got at the guard station. Alright, I need to press it. I forgot. A run-through? They were working through the scene between the Steel Samurai and the Evil Magistrate. They got the basic figure out by noon, which were to use in the afternoon for practice. Rehearsals were supposed to start at 5. That's why poor old Hammer went to the studio at 1 in the afternoon. So Power was in his dressing room sleeping when he was supposed to be practicing. Talk about laid-back hero. If there was a run-through in the morning, why did it only go through there in the afternoon? I always had to run some errands that way. What kind of errands? Oh, well, you know. Answer the question. Actually, I was watching the poor Hammer and Powers observing, you know. Observing? Wasn't you supposed to be at the guard station? Whippersnapper, I told you I locked the gate, didn't I? I did my job. Oh, I'm not sure your boss would see it that way. Anyway, I watched Hammer's run through always. Never missed one in all my years. Wow, I want to see the Steel Samurai run through too. You could quit being a spear medium and take a guard duty. Not a bad idea. Hold it! Did you see the victim, then? Did I see poor old Hammer? Nope. He's already gone to the studio before I got back to the guard station. Tell us what happened next. Tell us what happened next. I was at the main gate from the held in until 5. Now that the murder happened 2:30 p.m., right? How do you know that? Oh ho ho, I have my ways. The overdressed young detective told me. I fed him some donuts and he talked and talked. If you ask me, the detective isn't cut out for his job. Poor Detective Go-To getting ratted out by the security guard. Interesting me because a certain man walked by at 2 p.m. 2? You sure? Sure as spit. Well, who was the man? Really, you should try not to get so excited at your age, you might strain yourself. Now, don't get your shimmies all in a bunch. I'll tell you who it was.
Hold it!
So you saw Mr. Powers. That's what I said. Got wax in your ears, Sonny? Nick, this is your chance. Yeah, time to pull out the secret weapon. I'll say it again, it was him. Let me see. It was Powers, that was right. He was heading towards the studio. Let me see.
Objection!
Yeah, objection. Let me get this straight, old Bagg. Miss Old Bagg. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about this man in this photo, aren't you? Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. What is this exactly? No one other than Steel Samurai's defender of Neo Tokyo. Miss Old Bagg. Is this the Mr. Power that you saw? Of course. Didn't your mama teach you any sense, Sonny? Anyone can play C, that's Powers, right? No, they can't. Well, I mean, I wonder. True, Mr. Power does play the role of Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai. Eek! I know that. I wasn't born yesterday. No one in this court is accusing you of this, Miss Witness. He's having trouble calling her Old Bagg properly. However, we do not have proof that the person in this photo was Mr. Willpower, do you? Ha! Nosy old man. Of course I have proof. What? Huh? Even Edwards is surprised. The prosecutor would like to ask the old witness. Please make the known of the information in your prosecution ahead of time. How was I to know everything was gonna be nosy? You should be ashamed of all of you. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me that isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it the second look. Oh, of course Detective Gumshoe had to screw this up. Man, even Edward knows that the picture is bullshit. I know. Wow, old Windbag has left even Edward speechless. She's good. Let's hear about your proof then. Yeah, Gumshoe screwed it up. I never say anything. I don't mean, mind you. That morning during the run-through, the action scene, I saw a power trip and fall. He broke one of the props, and it was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now, look at that picture. You can see he's dragging his legs. See? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was power. Happy? I don't know, he looks too short. So he had sprained his ankle? Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. She's gotta be hiding something. I'll press until she squeals. See, now do you respect Edward now? Yeah, guess. I never say anything I don't mean.
Hold it!
Whippersnapper! Hey, I haven't said anything yet. I have you know I'm not pointing fingers at anyone behind their backs. Everything I've said is on straight and narrow. Yeah, and other than pointing out that way, enough about the old one to cry. Mr. Wright, please, for your sake, try not to upset the witness. I think Edward has met his match.
Hold it!
Not enough blind mass, I know. Who was the present at the run-through? Well, let's see. There was a Powers. He's the Steel Samurai. Then poor old Hammer, evil magistrate. And me. And what exactly were you doing? Observing. Just observing. What about the assistant? Oh, she was off moving backgrounds around and such. So she didn't see the run-through then.
Hold it!
Trip and fall? Yes. And to think he's supposed to be the Steel Samurai, what a laugh. So Power sprained his ankle. I helped make it better for him, of course. You helped make it better? I kissed it where it hurt. Let's just skip over that part, shall we? Where was the assistant then? Oh, her? She was cleaning up the background, I think. She didn't know about the Power's ankle. You may continue your testimony. He broke one of the props. What a big mess.
Hold it!
He broke a prop? Sure did. His own samurai spear. Samurai spear, the murder weapon? Luckily, I was there to make a duct tape to fix it. That strikes me as a specific detail. I better write this down in the court record. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. I think we heard enough. Haven't we, Your Honor? Well, there's no other thing. Wait, there's no other thing that bothers me. Which is? Where's the Steel Samurai costume now? Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We were looking through. Anyway, that's not important. Actually, it is. The witness did see the Steel Samurai, yes? And it's clear that the person the Steel Samurai suits was Mr. Will Powers. I suppose that's right. Are you sure, Your Honor? Hold it right there. We'll keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree on this photo that shows the Steel Samurai. No one in this photo can see Will Powers. Defense has a point. I will also wonder if someone else not on the camera could have killed Mr. Hammer. We have to consider the possibility also. Then allow me to remove the doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please? No need to ask twice. Oh my god. The time of the poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., true. The only person I saw when they go to the studio before then, god dang it, was Will Power. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them. So, if there's no clues went to the studio, then it would have to be the Steel Samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Time of the poor Hammer's death was 2:30, true.
Hold it!
How do you know that? Didn't I just explain? I gave donuts to the detective. And then, after some rubbish, being a secret pal, he told me everything. See, Detective 2 is a fellow officer found it for donuts.
Hold it!
Are you absolutely sure? Oh, quite, Sonny. Nobody's suspicious looking passed by at all. Nobody's suspicious looking. Right. No one else went there.
Hold it!
What about before you got to the guard station? You mean before 1? Why, everyone was in the employee area before then. And then I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Not to mention, if they I would have seen them.
Hold it!
Are you sure?
Objection!
The witness has answered the question. If anyone's going through the studio, they had to pass by the witness. That's right, Sonny. You let him have it, edgy boy. Edgy boy? Edgy boy. Edgy boy. Ugh. Old Wimbeck sure has balls, or, well, you know what I mean. Old Wimbeck has a way of skipping over important details after all. Or, for that matter, entirely forgetting them. How convenient. Something for you to look forward to, perhaps. There. Hold on. Look at this photograph one more time. This photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studio, correct? Yes, sirree, Sonny. So whenever anyone passes by it, automatically takes a picture. And here I thought you didn't know your head a hole in the ground. Right. Anyway, it's also true that the computer guard station records all the security cam data. Oh, you know if you wanted to work at the... Oh, wait. Oh, you know if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have an opening. That very computer printed out this photo. Note on the back of the photo was printed on the word October 15, 2 p.m. Photo number 2. Even I know that means it was taken at 2 p.m. October 15. Really, Sonny? Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is a bit at the end where it says photo number 2. End up getting killed in court, just like in America. Yeah. Photo number 2? The computers only held the data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1 if it's really the only photo? Order! Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. Actually, that's what I wanted to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not 1, but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet, there's only 1 data for that one on the photos. Who could have erased the data for that other photo? Only someone with the access to security lady herself. Yuck. Watch your mouth, whippersnapper. The only person I saw that day was Will Powers. But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by. Well, yes, that's what it seems to me. Can the witness explain this to the court? Ahem. I don't understand these newfangled computer things because I'm a boomer. Edgy boy, help!
Ugh, believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either.
Some help you are. You're a whippersnapper too. Whippersnappers.
Something the matter, old Bagg?
Ah, that's right. I just remember something.
Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate, someone other than the Steel Samurai?
Well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way.
I see. Your testimony, please.
Oh my god. Every day as I finish my guard duties, I have to do an important job to do. I go through the photos records on that security computer and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you know. Come to think of it, now that I remember throwing out 1 photo that day.
Miss Old Bagg, this is the first I've heard of this.
Well, of course, Sonny. I'm the only just remembered it.
Right, anyway. Mr. Wright, please cross-examination.
Well, I'd say that was a turn of an unexpected, but I kinda expected this. Wow, she has worse memories than me. Well, she's old. Every day I finish they have to throw away to do. Another job. That's right, I check all the photos that pass by the main gate that day. I look closely at every one of the photos that security camera takes.
Do you back up all the security camera data?
Well, they keep telling me to, yes. But those computers are just too frustrating. How exactly do you determine what isn't suspicious looking? Oh, you can tell by looking at their faces for the most part. For the most part? This is a murder trial, Miss Old Bagg. Well, I didn't touch the suspicious looking. Well, I didn't touch that suspicious looking Will Powers photo, did I? I think she's missing the point. Well, who the heck was in the photo you erased? Ha! Fanboy! Fanboy? Steel Samurai fanboys. Real freaks, if you ask me. They get information about the rehearsal from gosh knows where. They're always hanging about what was where that day.
Objection!
Wait a second. Did you just say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in? Those were your words? Those were your words. Well, if you must know, there's a drain that can get into the employees' area. The grate that has been loose for a while. It leads outside, well, where they can come in. They come in through the drain? I told you they were freaks. And they're kids, children, whippersnappers. Kids? So on the photo that you erased, it was a boy, probably 2nd or 3rd grade. What? Order! Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gate on their way to the studio that day? One was a Steel Samurai dragging his leg, and the other was a boy who looked to be about 2nd to 3rd grade? Oh yes, well you see his type, I see his type there every day. You can't stop him, can't catch him. A boy who's 2nd to 3rd grade, I assume that it'd be hard if it's not possible for a young boy to wield a samurai spear. Impossible, I think. It's quite heavy. Right. As I said, I didn't pay him much mind. That's why I erased that data. Nick, what's going on? I mean, that boy was there to make him a suspect. Yeah, and they're already trying to unsuspect him. The court will take the 5-minute recess. I want the defenses and the prosecution to consider the new information. And no forgetting the final information this time. October 18th, 11:08 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby Number 3. Mr. Powers? Yes. Tell me this straight. Were you really in the dressing room? You didn't go to the studio? I didn't go to the studio! I was sleeping, honest! So who was the Steel Samurai in the security photo? How should I know? The Steel Samurai costume was off from the corner in the dressing room. And anyone could have walked in and walked it out, really. Wait, what? You should take better care of that stuff. I couldn't imagine anyone would want to steal a samurai's costume. So, where does this leave me? It doesn't look good. You're the only likely suspect right now. Nick! What are you going to do? First we play more time. We'll start targeting someone else that could conceivably have done this. Right! It'll take them so long to shoot us down that we get another day. Right. But if we pick the wrong person, we might lose the spot. You don't sound very optimistic. I'm not optimistic at all, actually. Hey Nick, it's time. Okay, let's go. What does that mean? Please don't sigh like that. Court will now reconvene for the trial for Mr. Willpowers. Mr. Edgeworth, will you present the prosecution thoughts on this matter? Prosecution thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studio was a boy roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence, but there is no one else that could have committed the crime. I call the verdict guilty for the defendant of Mr. Willpowers. Very well, Mr. Wright, your thoughts? Your defense disagree with the prosecution's claims. There is another person who could have committed this crime.
Order. Interesting. Let us hear what you have in mind. However, beware, this court does not look kindly on accusations on the innocent. If you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalized. Right. Great. Stakes were high enough. So, the person in the prosecution. So who's this person, the other powers that could have been committed the murder? Oh my god. I'm gonna save. I say... I disagree with your honor. Edgeworth's a bitch. Yeah. I know it's not the security lady. The security lady couldn't do it. It was the grade school boy. Why isn't anyone saying anything? Bah. Are you serious suggesting the boy did it, Mr. Wright? Grade school boy kills a veteran action star with a spear. For one thing, the murderous weapon with a steel samurai. Who could care to explain just how a boy would have obtained it from him? Maybe that was dumb move part. Maybe. How about absolutely Nick? Mr. Wright, I'm afraid I have to penalize you. I warned you. Nobody knows. Right, isn't over yet. If you would, Your Honor, more chance, please. Very well, go ahead. It was the assistant. The Steel Samurai costume was in the dressing room. She stole it doing becoming the Steel Samurai. So you're saying the Steel Samurai picture is really the assistant? That's correct, Your Honor.
Objection!
Misclicked. I'm surprised it wasn't the instant game over. I know. If you're serious, got guts, Mr. Wright. Remember the photo. Wasn't the Steel Samurai a little lame? Wait, wasn't the Steel Samurai a little lame? He was dragging his foot. Oh, a bad feeling this time. Remember, the test was considering Powers' injury. Powers and the poor hammer were just a run through. Oh, and me? What about the assistant? Oh, her? She was cleaning the bathtubs, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle. The assistant knew nothing of the Powers' injury. She could look and steal the samurai look with that costume, but she couldn't have walked the Steel Samurai walk, and walk would have implied. That kind of takes the leg out of under our case. Mr. Wright? I'm afraid I'll have to penalize you. Oh, come on. Nobody knows I've seen it. Grr. Load. Alright, try it again. Oh. No, that was the wrong one. Man, you're not doing very well. I meant this right here. Alright. God dang it. Security lady. It was a security lady, Wendy Oldbag. Who? The Steel Samurai is dragging his leg in this picture. That means whoever was in the suit would knew about the morning's injury. Maybe because they have been watching the actual run through. There was only one person other than Power and the Hammer knew about the injury. Security lady Oldbag. What? Whippersnappers? Oh, I thought you actually had to start all over. Nope, not doing that. Order. Is it true, Oldbag? Oldbag? That's Miss Oldbag to you. Miss Oldbag, standing in the guard alone with the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. She could have briefly left her post-Steel Samurai costume. Then slipped into Studio 1.
this scene of the murder.
Why would she go through the trouble of wearing a steel samurai costume?
Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate to take the picture. If she knew his costume was there, she could have pointed the finger at Mr. Powers.
I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright.
Oh yeah, right here. Sherlock Holmes 2, baby. Huh? That's odd. Isn't that the part where it pounces? Doesn't he usually jump on the objection at some new damning evidence?
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an optimism on this matter? The prosecution has no immediate objection at this time.
What? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, so you think I did it? Is that it? Edgy boy, don't you just sit there, do something.
What's my move?
Maybe I should have my chance to take this whole thing. The very same reasoning is that makes Mr. Power a suspect in this case can be used to cast doubt on Miss Olbeck's action on that day. But why would I do something so horrible to poor Hammer? Really, Mr. doesn't even have any bullshit on him this time. Yeah, you forgot that Mr. Power lacks a clear motive, too.
Indeed.
That did. Now Whitbeck is one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope. Wait, just a minute. What about the other person who went to the studio? That boy! The boy who's in the photo I erased.
He's only a grade schooler, though as you said, 2nd and 3rd grade, was it?
That doesn't matter. When I was at that age, I could pin an old man in 10 seconds tops.
Your thoughts, Mr. Wright?
That boy is not the killer. What? How can you not be so sure? Or, so it'd be nice for the kids, nice to the kids and mean to the elders? Elders Day? Whippersnapper? I have proof. Proof?
Indeed. Then let's see this proof, Mr. Wright.
Alright, Alright. Let's see. Let's show proof that the boy could have not have committed the murder. Because he needed,
Take that!
The scene of the murder, as we all know, was the Studio 1. However, you need a card key to enter the Studio 1. How could a boy with no formal relations to the studio have a card key?
I see. Well, would the witness care to comment on this?
The windbag's speechless. This has got to be the first.
Very well.
That boy is not the killer. You seem to think definitely... you seem to think that definitely last save. I know. No, I mean, the boy does become a witness, actually. That's why I brought up... I thought they were going to bring him up. It's been a while since I played this game, because I haven't played this game since 2014. This court will suspend proceeding on the current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness, Miss Wendy. What was her name? Something old Bagg, Your Honor. Then the prosecution will look forward to this old Bagg before we continue. That is all. Court is adjourned. Yeah, the boy does become a witness. Wait a second. I'm not going to sit here while you run off barking off the wrong tree. Me. I'm talking. Oh, great. Stop the presses. The windbag wants to talk.
Miss Bagg, what is this all about? Have you omitted something in your testimony?
Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about. Not to talk about?
By who?
You mean it wasn't Edgeworth who told her not to talk?
Well, testify.
The boy isn't a killer, you seem to think, yeah. Let me see. My lips were sealed. The Global Studio wanted me to keep quiet about something. There was some other people in the studio on that day of the murder. They said they had nothing to do with it. See? so they told me it was just to pretend they hadn't been at the studio that day. But if they were going to accuse me, I'm not letting them get away with scot-free. I hidden info court because I've been asked to. Oh my god.
This crucial information. Why did you keep this from the court until now?
Ain't you been listening? They told me to shut my trap, and I've always do what I'm told.
No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness's powers of old Bagg. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination.
Oh my god. You know, this is the kind of thing that people get thrown in jail for. Like, this is the kind of stuff that can get thrown in jail. Like, no, hands down.
Hold it!
Isn't that illegal to do this in court? Yes, it is. So you were told not to talk? That's right. By the studio and the TV bigwigs, no less.
Why didn't I hear about this?
Don't be so hard on yourself, Sonny. We're all in on it.
Hold it!
Who were these people? Well, the director and the producer, for starters.
The director? We should have known something was fishy. Who could have done a run-through of their action scene without a director? Of course!
Yes, well, I was surprised no one asked about it.
So, where are these people?
Hang on. Let me see. The director was in the middle of the area. All the morning run through. He joined the producer around the lunchtime. They had a meeting after that.
Where?
On the Studio 2 trailer.
Studio 2? There was a Studio 2?
Well, if you look at the guide map. Here it is. You go through the gate right here and the left is Studio 2. The bathroom where the monkey has fallen over there.
Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to continue the cross-examination?
I think I've already asked all my questions. Miss Bagg, this trial isn't for murder. I know that's silly. Still, they're pretty convincing about having nothing to do with it. And they gave me a little bonus on the side.
So you got a bonus and you still talked. Huh.
I guess prisoner was the right thing to do. For an old Bagg, I'm sure to keep secrets. Let's just get as much of it as we can.
Hold it!
Okay, if you knew many of the laws were broken, if you knew how laws were broken in this series, yeah. That was a whole day. They heard about the murder, but they beat it before the cops came.
I'll kill this woman, I swear it.
I feel sorry for Edgeworth, almost. She's really left him hanging on this.
Hold it!
Them? Who are these people? Well, director and the producer, for starter. The director?
We should have known something was fishy, yeah.
Yeah, I think I read that.
Hold it!
Let me just keep doing it. Okay, I bet the actual lawyer's having a field day with this.
Hold it!
I just try to gather information. murder.
Hold it!
Alright, I think I'm gonna stop right here. Your Honor, we have to learn there were we have learned there were other global studios on that day in the question. The director and the producer and some bigwigs were all present. Yet, as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hold this is impossible to declare the verdict on the defense on Mr. Powers. The laws are weird because they're Japanese American, so it's a bit mixed, pretty much. The courts acknowledge the defense point. The prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Miss Bagg, and more information about these people we have just been told of. I understand, Your Honor. This ends today's proceeding in the trials of Will Powers. That is all. The court is adjourned. Alright, that's it. October 18, 1:04 p.m. District Court, defendant number 3. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me. Oh, really? It's nothing, friend. Oh, should I say... Well, I'll be going down to the studio for some more investigation. We have to find more about this director and producer. They'll be turning up in the next trial as a witness for certain. So now is the chance to get material for cross-examinations. So, Nick, have we figured out just who is the Steel Samurai's costume? Could it really have been the old Bagg? What do you think, Mr. Powers? I don't think it was her, really. Neither do I, Nick. Yes, I know. Looks like we're just buying time back there. Some had to be a bad guy for a bit to take the pressure off Mr. Powers. Poor old Windbag. I feel kind of sorry for her. Well, she wasn't winning any points there without in my accusations. Okay, let's get down to the studio. Right! We'll be right back to visit you soon. Thanks. Thanks, guys. Alright, I'm gonna save, and I think we're gonna end the stream here. Yep, there we go. And I think we're gonna call that a stream. Until then, Viperous, I'm Drake, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye. Yeah, then we need to find a Japan America lawyer. Yeah. Well, laters.